and welcome back to the Southern Snack, where life is too short to be serious. All right, we're at Cold Stone today. Cold Stone, or ice cold. All right, so it's ironic I say those things when this ice cream likes to melt, but it's signature creation. So they take a scoop of ice cream and then they tamper with it. They put all these mix-ins in it. You can't expect it not to melt, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and prepare for this kind of crazy mess that we're gonna have. But we got 2 new scoops of ice cream. They've got a hot cocoa flavor and they've got a Snickerdoodle flavor, and I got the signature creations. I like to show them off with all the bells and whistles, right? So yeah, one looks deformed, the other doesn't. But we're going to start with the one that's not deformed because I'm more excited about it. So this is hot cocoa and cookies and cream. So it's hot cocoa based ice cream, Oreos, marshmallows, and fudge. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but we're ready to try it. I'm going to try and get a little bit of a taste without anything mixed in, just to get the base. I hope you hit that subscribe button and like and comment on this video, and we're going to chow down. Okay, I do get some cocoa flavor. Yeah, they did a pretty solid job on that. I give them props. A lot of people that do hot cocoa flavored things usually come short. There's really a defined cocoa taste to hot cocoa. Like you taste more cocoa than it is just chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate. It's a cocoa flavor. You get me? You hear me? You hear me out? So anyways. As for the mix-ins, I'm intrigued. I like that quite a bit. I like the marshmallow coming in there and adding this unique kind of profile to it. This is still not something I particularly love, because I've had treats I've absolutely loved from Cold Stone. But I do like that it does honor the hot cocoa flavor. And then mixes in marshmallows to really give that home run vibe. Plenty of marshmallows, that's for sure. And that hot fudge that hits different, folks. That hits different. I think the farthest I can go with this is like an 8.5. It's not hitting me the same as others have hit me, but there's not really anything you could do to make it better. It tastes like hot chocolate, and it's got good mix-ins. I just think there's a ceiling that it reaches where it's very good, but you're not going to hit the amazing levels or the perfection levels. So that's why we're rolling. All right, we're moving on to Snickerdoodle, and we got a mess here. So since this chocolate one ain't messy and I've pretty much eaten a good amount of it, we're going to prepare. So Snickerdoodle has a Snickerdoodle base, cookie dough pieces, cinnamon, sugar crystals, and caramel. So I don't think it's going to be as enjoyable as that hot chocolate, but we'll figure it out, right? It's definitely a very good dose of cinnamon. The base does emulate a Snickerdoodle quite well. As for the caramel, very indulgent. Cookie dough pieces really add a nice effect from texture to flavor. Really, reminds me in a way, it is very familiar to the Snickerdoodle Blizzard they used to have at Dairy Queen. Very similar to that, but with that added twist of caramel. And it's a classic, you know? Anyone that loves a good dose of cinnamon and sugar will, quite frankly, enjoy this. Outside of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I don't find myself ever loving the combination. Oh, and cinnamon donuts. I don't know. I've never been a huge cinnamon dessert guy. But I think this is very fair. And I think the caramel mixed in there really makes it super indulgent. But that was too much cinnamon right there, made me cough. And overall, I just don't think it's quite as good as hot cocoa. It still has its moments. And of course, the cookie dough really takes it home, along with the caramel. But I just don't think they needed the mix in cinnamon, because right now, it's itching at me. It's making me kind of scream inside. Not in pain, but I want to cough. So I have to say that's the one downside, is that they just didn't need to add cinnamon in there. It's just too much. But other than that, I think a 7.5 is a good ranking. It's good, quite good. Some might say really good, and some might be in love with it. But I just think the hot cocoa was more interesting. It was more flavorful. You know, had different kind of pieces in there, when this is really mostly just cinnamon and sugar with some nice cookie dough pieces and an indulgent mix of caramel. So at times, too much cinnamon. So just be careful. You can't really steer clear of that unless you tell them, leave the cinnamon out, which might be a good idea. All right, so I know I went on and on and on, and y'all probably like, oh, I'm asleep, or oh, I'm gonna get out of here. Well, you go ahead and do that, because I'm done with you. Hopefully I'll see you around, though. And that's it. That's my review. I'm sticking to it. And I will see y'all around. Yeah!